Many streets throughout Brazil remain packed with protesters. They returned to the streets in smaller, sporadic protests in a handful of Brazilian cities on Tuesday, demanding better education, transport, and health services. The protest came one day, though, after President Dilma Rousseff proposed a wide range of actions to reform Brazil's political system. Journalist and activist in the Black Afro Brazilian movement, Daniela Gomes, joins us live from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Hi there, Daniela. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Right, Christina. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I hope I can.
Daniela, we have seen these demonstrations grow from a few hundred to tens of thousands to, at its highest point, over 1 million. Clashes with police have resulted in the deaths of 2 women. What did you see?
I think things here in Brazil, it was extremely dangerous at this moment. What I see here, what I can understand, is that the insatisfaction of all those people that are in the street became something that is not on control anymore. It started as a nice protest that could be helpful for the democracy in our country. But at this moment, I think that it's a little bit crazy. It made me a little bit afraid. Several protests are getting another point of view that is not only anymore for pride, but it's also for things that are more dangerous. Some people who are talking about to combat the military dictatorship, some people who are talking about Nazist movements and things like that. It makes me a little bit afraid.
And Daniela, this demonstration did begin with a move to increase bus fare, I understand, 20 cents. But as we've said, it has grown bigger and bigger and bigger. And it does seem to be a nameless, kind of leaderless protest movement. But you talk about that in these demonstrations, there have been calls for military dictatorship. I mean, that seems indicative of clearly bigger, wider problems facing Brazil, is it not?
Yeah, what's happening now is that it started as something that it was right. Of course, when a mayor promised that he should not just raise the money for the buses, and he did that, he was lying. So people have the right to protest for that and to say that he is wrong. We have a big issue in this country that it's about the corruption. To be a politician here in Brazil is almost a synonymous of being a corruption. And this is sad because people here are a little bit hopeless. They don't know and who to vote and who to trust anymore. But what is happening is that after they got their the thing that they were asking for, they didn't give up about to protest. And that lets space for a lot of people use the protest to bring their own agenda.
What exactly is, in your eyes, the larger agenda for these protests? When you say that the success of the bus fare protest led to opening doors for other people to voice their opinions, what are some of the larger themes that you see occurring?
They are asking about everything.
Nothing in particular, though?
Yeah, they are talking against the corruption. They are talking against the president. They are talking against the World Cup. They are talking against the bad system of education and the bad health system here in the country. Of course, all these protests, they are fair. They have a mean to happen. We have a bad education in this country, especially for public education, which is for free here. And most of our people are on that schools and they don't learn how to read or write. The teachers are receiving less payment that you can imagine. Things are crazy. Also in the health system, we have a public and free health system in the country that it's up for the majority of the country, especially the black majority in the country are using the system, but it's bad. You have people who are dying hospitals here because of the situation. So all those protests, they are fair. But when they always start to happen at the same time, it became a great situation. All the feelings that are were closed like for 20 years or more, because I am 31 years old and I had never seen something like this before in my country. All that feelings that were inside people just came to the street. And this is, in my opinion, of course, this is a little bit dangerous.
And,
Because-
and
oh,
Daniela, you've talked about how these demonstrations have really unleashed massive tensions that were just brewing beneath the surface. But Daniela, you are also an activist and an expert on the African diaspora, specifically Afro Brazilians. And I'm curious as to whether or not you can paint a picture as to how this most recent demonstration has affected the African Brazilian population.
we have two kinds of situations here. One, which Afro Brazilians who are really activists, who are in the middle of the Black political movement. So to them, they are on the street, they are protesting too. They are using this space to put their own agenda against racism and the Black genocide in my country. But on the other hand, we have a majority of Black people here who are not involved with political movements, who are not involved with the situation. How can I say that? They are not so conscious about their Blackness. And most of those people are not involved in the protests because they need to work. They don't have time to be on the streets like 4 p.m. to protesting. They need to go to the job. If they make a stop for the whole country, they are going to be afraid about to lose their jobs. So we have two different situations here.
Daniela Gomes, thank you so much for joining us from Sao Paulo, Brazil. I understand that you will be coming to the United States to pursue your PhD in African and African diaspora studies. I certainly hope that we'll be able to speak with you again. And again, thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you for this space. I hope I could clarify a little bit. And of course, it will be a pleasure be with you in another moment.
All right. Thanks again, Daniela. And you are watching Our Take.